In the affluent Akintaye estate stood a mansion wrapped in glass, gold, and secrets. Little Nifemi was known as the jewel of the Akintaye estate. Her father, Chief Dele Akintaye, owned chains of companies. Her mother, Madame Oluremi, was known for her elegance and stern class. Their riches flowed like rivers, but inside their mansion was a tale woven with pain, pride, and fate. Nifemi grew up surrounded by the finest of things: satin sheets, imported toys, international schools, and many more. But she grew up with a cold heart. From a young age, she learned from her mother to measure people by their status and polish. That's why she detested the quiet woman in the servants' quarters, Mama Ronke. Mama Ronke was the housemaid, dark-skinned, simple in dressing, and ever gentle. She walked humbly, spoke with respect, and never raised her voice, no matter how cruelly she was treated. Nifemi loathed her presence. She would throw tantrums, shout at her, and even destroy whatever the woman was doing. Her favorite insult was, "You are lucky my parents feed you. I don't even know why they keep you." Mama Ronke never fought back. She only smiled, wiped her tears silently, and served faithfully. At school, Nifemi had another favorite punching bag. In the elite halls of Solace International Academy, wealth dripped from uniforms like designer perfumes. It was a school where last names opened doors and students were ranked not just by grades, but by their bank accounts. Ireti, a shy, brilliant girl who wore worn-out school shoes and mended uniforms, Nifemi mocked her mercilessly. "You look like you live in a dustbin. Are those your mother's shoes from the 1970s? Haha." She would snatch Ireti's lunch, pour water on her books, and blame her for doing things she didn't do. It was a sport for her, one that no teacher dared to challenge because of her parents' influence. Years passed. Just before her 18th birthday, tragedy struck. Her parents died in a plane crash en route to a business trip in South Africa. The world she knew collapsed in hours. Nifemi was devastated, and for the first time, she needed comfort. But the only person left in the house was the one she hated the most, Mama Ronke. Despite the years of abuse, Mama Ronke remained at her side. She fed her, washed her clothes, held her when she cried at night. Slowly, resentment gave way to curiosity. "Why do you care for me?" Nefemi asked one night. The woman only smiled and said, "Love sometimes endures in silence." As the estate's legal process began, Nifemi anticipated inheriting everything, but things took an unexpected turn. She was summoned to a private meeting with the family's lawyer. What she heard shattered her completely. The lawyer revealed a sealed letter from the late Madame Oluremi. In it was a confession. Madame Oluremi had once been admitted into the maternity ward of Hopewell Hospital in Lagos 20 years ago. Arrogant and impatient, she had fired 3 nurses before her labor. That night, the only midwife willing to attend to her was a young woman named Tolu, kind-hearted but poor. The labor was rough, and in a moment of confusion, 2 baby girls, born at almost the same time, were accidentally switched. One belonged to Oluremi, the other to Tolu, the same woman she later hired as a maid, Mama Ronke. Tolu recognized her child few weeks later, but when she tried to speak up, Oluremi threatened to report her to the police and accused her of lying. Out of fear and heartbreak, Tolu stayed silent and stayed near her daughter, choosing servanthood over absence. The lawyer concluded by saying, Nifemi, you are the biological daughter of Chief and Madam Akintayo. Their real daughter is Ireti, the classmate you bullied in school. Nifemi felt balls scramble. I'm the maid's daughter? She whispered in shock. Yes, the lawyer nodded. And despite everything, Mama Ronke stayed. She loved you every day, even through cruelty. Nifemi rushed home. She found Mama Ronke cleaning the room and fell to her knees. Why? Why didn't you tell me? Why did you let me treat you like that? Mama Ronke helped her up, eyes brimming with tears. Because I chose to stay close to you, even if I was far from your heart. That was enough for me. Days later, the court declared that Ireti, the real daughter of the Akintayos, was the legal heir to all the assets. The company's properties and title now belonged to the once mocked classmate with dusty shoes. When Ireti arrived at the mansion, she was shocked to see Nifemi kneeling at the gate to welcome her. I'm so sorry, Nifemi whispered, for everything, for school, for how I treated you. Ireti, now mature and graceful, pulled her into a hug. You didn't know, but now you do. Let's not let pain define what we can build now. The mansion's nameplate was changed to House of Grace. Mama Ronke, now peacefully and respectfully addressed as Madame Tolu, was given her own home with the compound. Nifemi, though not the heiress, was offered a role in one of the companies. Ireti insisted, You are my sister, she said, not by blood, maybe, but by journey. The journey was long. Nifemi had to deal with guilt, shame, and the painful truth of her past. But with time, the guidance of the woman she once scorned, she began healing. She started a foundation for hospital reform in memory of her birth story, and another for children from unprivileged or underprivileged homes, just like Ireti once was. The girl once mocked, hated, and judged by status discovered her roots among the lowly. And in the end, it was not money, class, or position that saved her. It was the love of a maid, who was actually her mother, and the grace of a classmate, who was her sister. Beneath the rosewood ceiling, truth bloomed, and love at last had the final word. Indeed, love conquers all things. Thank you for watching Stories on Naughty Tales. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.